I'm going to run through this real quick. I'm going to start up at the entry, and this is mostly just to point out so everybody can see what the issues are. Up here at the entry, these joists here are sort of a hodgepodge of old framing, and it's not straight for one thing. And what they've done is kick some of this stuff up to the rafters up above. What the city's seen is they'd like to see a continuous joist from one side to the other. Given that if those hangers were upgraded so that there could be a kicker right up there as a hinge point in the ridge, if it had a kicker from up here to carry that ridge point, it would take care of any sag in that too. So actually the fix up here really wouldn't be that hard. I'm sure CTS has some ideas on this as well. Moving over to the buying area, and what they're saying is a single girder truss up here, a single ply truss that they're in question of because of the engineering on everything else, and a couple other simple things. Overspan 2x4, that's really a pretty easy fix. That can be kicked off pretty easy. This area really doesn't look too bad. These trusses that are all up in here in this entry just don't span that far, so they look fine. So if that girder truss was okay or had a fix for it, we would be good on this whole end of the building over to where the fourth new truss that we replaced. So we would be talking about from here over, which is the longest span in the building, and that's what he's addressing. To remove all these trusses, I just wanted to show what's all up here. All these trusses, the HVAC, all the new HVAC, the sprinkler pipes that are tucked up inside everything, new sprinkler mains also have to come out because it's all hung off the top cord of all these trusses. More ductwork in these long spans here. The new roof drains on this end, which we would have to relocate as well. Keeping going across here, these trusses are just loaded with new work. We're going to go down here to the back of the house, and it has the same issue with a single ply girder truss. And this girder truss essentially holds up this whole corner of tile roof on the outside, so actually it's holding quite a bit of weight. So they want to see something on that. Some of these jack trusses, maybe a little sketchy, but they'll probably pass. And so we're coming down through here to pull all these trusses. Would get interesting because we're into the mansards all back here, and something that didn't get addressed as well is these triple trusses right here that are holding up the brick mansard walls. So this did not get addressed in the common truss evaluation originally. This will have to get dealt with because it's something that they are very concerned with. We kind of faked it on the north side by intending to use 1/2-inch veneer instead of full brick like this is, but I'm not sure the city's going to buy that on the rest of the building. Now back in here, you can see what all we have to deal with. It's hanging off the trusses that would have to be removed. So there's quite a bit all up in these trusses, in the trusses and below the trusses, that maybe we could support, maybe we couldn't. I'm not sure. Also depends on these interior walls, if we could safely demo the roof off these interior walls without destroying any of the new work. That would be something that will have to be decided. There's another triple truss for the parapet on the outside. One thing to look at, if I can find the worst truss, some of these where he's talking about rusty nail plates is really not really feasible. Say there's a rusty nail plate right there. There's no way with everything that's on these trusses and in these trusses to put 5 foot of plywood on either side of some of these. So as far as a fix goes, that would really have to be looked at. Now back here in the kitchen, there's a lot already hanging off the trusses back here. We would have to support some of these interior walls that are attached to the trusses now, and that's really the only thing holding them up. This kitchen hood should really come down to get the trusses all off the top of this area here. Maybe put it in a Connex box. We don't want that getting damaged. Maybe some of this truss work that's hanging below could be reused if we could get it down in one piece and work with it. So that's kind of a lot of what they're looking for in the key points.